It can be too much to take, holding on so strong when I'm about to break.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Victoria, and welcome to my Lupus channel. Today I'm going to spend time talking about how my recent visit to the pulmonology department went. I've been having difficulty in breathing more often than the usual, and this was the reason for my visit. So let's get this started. About a month ago, I took this test. It's called a pulmonary function test. A pulmonary function test is a group of tests that assess the health of your lungs. And so this test, what happens is that there's a tube-like mouthpiece which I have to put my lips and my mouth on, and my lips are sealed around it, and during this test I'm having to breathe in and out through this tube, and there's a clip on my nose so that I'm not able to breathe through my nose, for the sake of checking how your lungs are functioning. And there's air coming out of this tube while it's in my mouth, and I have to breathe as hard as I can out, and then I have to breathe as much as I can in. There are moments when I have to hold my breath and then breathe normally. And this test lasts for about, I would say, 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how well you follow directions and how smooth it goes. It's a very exhausting and overwhelming test that leaves me feeling dizzy and lightheaded each time I do it. And this was the fourth time that I've done it since my lupus diagnosis. And this time around, the results seem to be very different than what my results in the previous years have been, which is what I'm going to be discussing next. So the results of my pulmonary function test indicated that there were abnormalities in my lungs. There were two main concerns. The first concern was my lungs' ability to exhale air, and the second concern was my lungs' ability to inhale oxygen. So let's focus on the exhaling of air. In this situation, what the doctor had told me was that during the test, they were able to detect that I had a harder time exhaling air. But when they had given me this form of medication, which I guess it's like albuterol, what patients with asthma normally use, they had given me that during the test, and when they had me inhale that, it seemed to have changed whatever results there initially were when I was taking the test. And I guess that was an indication of the fact that I now have some form of asthma. The doctor wasn't too concerned, given that when they gave me the inhaler, it did actually improve the function of my lungs. So I guess in that aspect, he said that it seems that it is still reversible. However, the second concern relating to oxygen coming into my lungs seemed to have posed a more greater concern that we definitely need to pay attention to and address. So what's going on is that my doctor thinks that my lupus and my Sjogren's syndrome have caused my lungs to have been damaged, scarred, and as a result, it's causing problems in the way that I'm able to breathe in air. The reason why I'm having more shortness of breath than the usual. And the the reason why this is concerning, because if the lungs are damaged and scarred, this isn't reversible. You can't go back and undo the damage. So with that said, came next was, what exactly are we gonna do to try to help the situation? So what he ended up coming up with was me taking an inhaler once a day, every morning. The inhaler is called Brio Ellipta, and I basically just open this and inhale, and that would be the inhaler for the day. It's more of a maintenance medicine, so it's not like albuterol, which you would take when you have a sudden bout of difficult breathing and you need a quick fix. This is more for your everyday usage, to make sure that you're preventing your lungs from getting worse, I guess. So he wants me to try that for about a month, see how that goes. If there is sign of improvement, then that would mean it's helping me. And if it's helping me, he wants me to stay on this from now on. Now, the more concerning thing is that if it doesn't work, if for some reason this inhaler does not help improve my breathing, and this will be detected by me taking another pulmonary test. So if the pulmonary function test that I take in about a month does not show any sign of improvement, then that means we need to take further steps to address what exactly is going on, which may then require me to take a CAT scan, the CAT scan which he does not want me to be doing at this time. The CAT scan would allow him to be able to see what the damage is, like to what extent the damage is in my lungs. However, there are risks that come with a CAT scan, and given my family health history, my health history, the fact that I'm still fairly young, and that a CAT scan comes with high risk of exposure to radiation, he wants me to try the inhaler first and to avoid the CAT scan if we can at all. So I'm hoping that this inhaler works. I'm feeling very uneasy because if it doesn't work, it just feels like things are going to get worse. At least that's how I see it, the pessimistic me, I guess, kicking in. But I guess I can't be pessimistic at this time. I just have to do my best to be hopeful and, be strong about what's going on, because the truth of the matter is that it could be a lot worse than what it already is. And all that I can do at this point is follow the doctor's instructions. As he said, communicate with him. If there's any time that I'm having an issue that just seems so sudden and unusual, then I must talk to him and make sure that we're having that conversation so that he can do what he needs to do to make sure that I'm okay. But that was how the visit went. He did do further assessments using his stethoscope, so he didn't just go through the results, and he didn't just talk to me about my health history. He did examine me himself, and that's what led to the conclusions that he came up with. So we'll see how the inhaler works in about a month, and then I'll let you know how that goes. At this point, I want to take it one step at a time. The last few days since I found out about my lung issues have been a bit overwhelming for me. I wasn't doing well. I was really angry and filled with just disappointment, I guess, because it just feels like as I'm getting older, my health seems to be getting worse, and that's never, ever a good feeling. I've never been told to have asthma in the many years that I've struggled in my breathing. And consistently, I would always have doctors asking me, have you been told that you have asthma? I'd be like, no. And they said, I'll test you for that. And then it never indicates that I have asthma. But then all of a sudden, I do now. So, and then now there's scarring and damage. I've never heard that either. This is the first time for me. So it's really overwhelming. But like I said, one step at a time. We'll just see how it goes. So thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope you were able to learn quite a few things today. Until next time, have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.